I'd like to advise our listeners that the following conversation touches on depression and suicidal feelings, but also points the way to a healthier outlook. Stay with us until the end. Magandang araw, Podmates. Thank you for joining me again. Our guest today is well known to many, especially kids of all ages. But recently, like many of us, he's gone through some struggles, as in cancer, and has shared his journey to better health and happiness through a Facebook page, Kuya Robert's Healing Journey, and through videos where he speaks directly to us. A talented artist, friend to many, and now a hero and legend for what he's teaching us. Robert Alejandro. Magandang araw sa'yo, Robert. I'm so glad to see you healthy and happy.
Magandang araw. Hindi yata legend.
Oh, no, I just recalled kasi you were interviewed for a show called
Local legend.
Local Legends. Yeah. So you were called parang yun ang branding sa'yo.
Kasi
dun,
kaibigan din natin yung gumawa nun, ni producer nun, kaibigan natin.
Okay. Well, I'm sure not many will disagree, So, but just to let our podmates know, Robert, we were together at the Probe team in the 1990s, So this is not our first encounter. We're friends. You would travel in that show. Nakakaingit nga yung role mo, You would travel and sketch and introduce our viewers to so many things, So many people. So you travel around the country. People feel that they were with you, and you had such a personal approach to everything, and then you draw everyone and everything, and so that was quite a unique way of doing television. So
Naalala ko, Howie, in one of our Probe meetings, sabi mo, kasi si Howie, hard-hitting news. Pero sabi niya sa isang meeting, pwede ba akong gumawa rin ng mga storya kagaya ng kay Robert? Nakakaawa. Kasi ako, parating nasa bangka, papuntang Palawan, papunta kung saan-saan.
Okay, ako naman may storya ako, Robert, Kasi to some people, especially those who don't, I guess, pay too close attention, they think people on TV look alike or they're interchangeable. So minsan makikita ko sa field, lalapitan ako, uy, i-drawing mo naman ako. Ako naman, sometimes I pull a prank. Ay, hindi ako marunong mag-drawing, Robert. My son is a very good artist, pero ako wala akong ganung talent, So what I do is I draw a really crude stick figure. I say, okay, ikaw to. But I have to admit, look, I'm not Robert Alejandro. Baka masira pangalan mo eh. Nakita nila na ganun ka-crude yung drawing.
Pero totoo yan. I've been called Robert Sembrano.
Kombinasyon yun ng dalawang dati mong kasama sa Probe,
Very confusing.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. I mean, after a while, I think everyone on TV looks alike, diba? But I don't think anyone will ever mistake me for Alden or anyone like that. Okay, maybe someone of my age, like you. I'm slightly older than you, I think. But I just turned 60, Robert. I'm a senior citizen. So
happy birthday! I am 57, going 58. On December.
Yeah. Okay. Well, dapat maging role model tayo, for all of those who are aspiring to reach our age in good health and with an active lifestyle, You don't look 57, of course, You don't even look sick, to be honest, So we're going to talk a little bit about that, What's the key? What kind of advice you can offer for others who are going through what you've gone through, not just physically, but emotionally, psychologically, we all have issues these days, And ang ganda-ganda ng outlook mo on life, But I know that's not always been the case, But you've always talked about art as, not just a hobby or a job, but it's a form of healing. Sinasabi mo na you don't even have to have artistic talent, to get into art, Kasi art can do a lot for you, for anyone, and especially for kids, Especially now because kids have been cooped up. They can't go to school. They haven't been with each other for a long time, Gaano ka-importante ang art sa panahon natin ngayon, Robert?
Well, I must admit also, it's important for people who value art because iba-iba naman tayo yung like for example, other people really enjoy science or math, but like for people who are into art, it's very important. So I guess my my answer to that is, kung ano yung hilig mo, yun ang importante sa'yo. Like, I would never force like a child to do art if hindi nila type gawin. Parati kong tinatanong sa bata, ano yung hilig mo? Tapos yun talaga yung i-encourage ko. Like, I have the son of my friend, he's into science. So pinapadalan ko ng mga science toys, ganyan. Hindi ko pinupush yung art. Pero if you're into art, yeah, there's talagang malaking bagay siya.
Why is it often seen as therapy, ang art?
Ako sa tingin ko, dahil nga kapag gumagawa ka ng art and if you're really immersed in it, immersed meaning to say, sometimes you're in the zone. Tinuturo ko yan yung parang, yung you have to focus. So, kapag yung focus mo sa ginagawa mo, and again, I'm sorry, it can be anything. It can be dancing or whatever. If you're really focused sa ginagawa mong yun, kinakalimutan mo lahat ng ibang problema. If you have pain, if you have problems, you forget it and you just focus on the art or whatever you enjoy doing. Naalala ko, there was a time I was giving a workshop to kids with cancer. Wala naman akong background sa art therapy. So tinanong ko yung nag-aalaga, doktor, so anong gagawin ko? Tapos ang sabi niya, ipa-enjoy mo sila and hopefully makakalimutan nila na may sakit sila, that they have cancer. And that's exactly what we did. We just had fun, and even for a while, they forgot that they were sick. And now that I think about it, that's what's happening to me. Yung parang I hate talking about my condition. Yung parang I'd rather be drawing and drawing and drawing and drawing.
Mabuti sinabi mo rin na art is not really for everyone, but you just need to find your muse or your inspiration, whether it's dance nga or even sports, science, math,
plants.
mga halamen, no? But now, I have to ask though, because you did mention your condition, no? And you've talked about it quite honestly. And I think that's where a lot of this the inspiration comes from, that people get from you, know. Just last December, no, as you described it in previous interviews, no, you were so weak in the hospital. You felt that you were dying, no? And it was not from COVID, no, it was from this cancer that you've had for, I think you were diagnosed in 2016, but then finally in December, no, you were sick enough to be admitted to hospital shortly before Christmas, no?
I'm so surprised na alam mo.
Well,
Nagugulat
I follow
ako
you.
Pero nagugulat ako na ang dami-daming may alam. Honestly, hindi ko naman hilig yung I don't really like putting my life out there. I hardly even put my pictures on my Facebook. And even in my art lessons, I don't even start with my face. I just draw right away. But then honestly, I'm alive, I'm pain-free, I'm in good spirits. I feel as if nga naman na may responsibilidad akong ikwento rin kung ano yung ginagawa ko. Totoo yung sinabi mo, nung December, well, yun nga, I was diagnosed colon cancer around 7 years ago. But right then and there, even the doctor, when I woke up from the colonoscopy, the doctor said, kailangan mo mag-chemotherapy. But then I've made a decision that I don't, and this is a personal choice. I don't recommend it to anybody or everybody. Everybody has their own choice. Kanya-kanya yun. Ayoko mag-chemotherapy kasi lahat ng kakilala ko na nag-chemo namatay, including my brother-in-law. Yun, hindi ako nag-chemotherapy, hindi ako nag-radiation. Pero yun, buhay pa ako. Pero nung December nga, ganito yan. Kasi December, marami nagpapadala ng mga sweets. Tapos, and I'm not supposed to eat sweets. I'm not supposed to eat sugar. Because ang sabi nila, yung sugar, pagkain daw yan ng cancer. Kaso, ayan, I'm very stubborn and I like good food. So nag-sweets ako. Tapos nung December nga, pardon for the words, but yung pakiramdam ko, may basketball na nasa puwit ko. Kasi I was trying to, sabi ko, how will I describe how I feel? Kasi sobrang masakit. At yun, sabi ko, para siyang may basketball, ganito kalaki, na nasa puwit ko. And obviously, yun yung tumor na lumaki talaga nung December. Nung December na yun talaga, naging butot balat din ako. And then I also asked the doctor, bakit ako pumapayat na ang dami-dami kong kinakain? Ang sabi ng doktor, ganyan talaga yung cancer, napaka-aggressive. Kinakain niya lahat ng nutrients. So butot balat ako nung December, naalala ko, hindi ako makaupo kasi masakit. Yun pala, kailangan mo talaga ng taba pala sa puwet para makaupo ka. Yung nung time yun, hindi na ako makaupo, hindi na ako makatulog, hindi na ako makatrabaho. So, kinailangan ko talagang pumuntang ospital. So yun, hindi rin ako mahilig pumuntang ospital pero kinailangan ko na talaga. Ikukwento ko ba, Howie?
Kasi what struck me, and I guess what's maybe unusual about that part of your life is parang bigla ka na lang halos gumanda yung pakiramdam mo and you're able to go home before Christmas. Tama ba yun? Kasi it's a big leap from butot balat ka, you felt you were dying, and then may ganun kang pakiramdam na hindi ka makaupo and you were in great pain, and then biglang, hindi ka naman gumaling, no? But you felt well enough to go home before Christmas. So how do you think that happened?
Actually, hindi ko alam na mamamatay na ako. Wala akong alam. Ito, kwento na lang sa akin after, no? Kasi ang hope ko na makuha nila yung tumor, matanggal through surgery. So ang kwento sa akin, tiningnan nila kung nasa, through I guess a little camera. Tiningnan nila, kumalat na talaga. The word metastasized, it spread all over. I heard liver, I heard lungs. And when you hear metastasized liver and lungs, that's really, really bad. I have my partner with me. My partner was staying with me in the hospital. He saw yung nakita nila sa loob. Ang kwento niya, para siyang nest, pugad. So para siyang yun nga, nag-spread na talaga. So they could not do any surgery because it spread all over. In fact, hindi na ako makaihi kasi nga it even blocked my pag-ihi. They wanted to put a stent para makaihi ako. Wala man lang lugar para maglagay ng stent para makaihi ako. I have a colostomy bag kung saan lumalabas ang dumi dahil nga hindi rin makalabas ang dumi ko. So it's pretty bad. So December ngayon, bago mag-Christmas, bago yung birthday ko, sobrang sakit, ganyan. Halos wala na akong malay. Hindi na ako lucid. Pero yung kapatid ko, yung pari ng ospital, nag-send ng message sa partner ko. Sabi nila, subukan mo yung Budwig protocol. So, nag-research siya. Budwig protocol is a concoction of cottage cheese and flaxseed oil. Ito ay ginawa ni Dr. Budwig matagal na. German, I don't know, doctor or scientist or chemist or something. So, nagpadala yung kapatid ko ng flaxseed oil ng mga tawag dito, tabletas, ng cottage cheese. At dun sa ospital, gumawa siya in a little bowl. At pinakain ako, hindi na ako kumakain, hindi na ako umiinom, ganun kagrabe. Pero kumain ako ng konti. That night, I had a dream. I dreamt I was in heaven. It's a wonderful dream. A dream that, and I remember I said, kapag may sakit, dito na lang ako pupunta. Dito sa heaven ko. And the heaven looked like a art fair, an outdoor art fair.
Wow,
I
saya.
so remember. So obviously that's my heaven, ano? And then nung nagising ako, walang sakit. Overnight. So I remember na nag-whisper ako kay Jethro, walang sakit. Tapos sabi ko, ganyan, walang sakit. Huwag mo sabihin. Kasi sabi ko, baka bumalik kasi. and it never came back. There was no pain, but sabi ko, how will I describe how it feels? From a football, it felt like it was like maybe a ping pong ball overnight. At that point, frankly, wala naman magawa na talaga yung mga doktor. And I was talagang everything na tinusok na sa akin, morphine, everything for the pain. But at that time, nawala yung pain. So, yun, pinauwi ako.
There was no intervention. It just sounds like a miracle, no?
It's a miracle. I am a walking miracle right now.
Okay. I guess anyone can hope for a miracle, no? If they're
Yes.
very sick. I'm just wondering if there was something that you did or something that was done to you that could have helped induce the miracle.
The only thing I can think of talaga was the Budwig protocol. Other than that, I wasn't doing anything. I was very masungit. I wasn't really praying or anything.
Okay, let's focus on that kasi that's the only thing that's different, no? Kasi you didn't even follow the advice of getting chemotherapy, no? You did follow the advice of this Budwig diet.
Yeah.
So how many days did you do it before you started feeling better?
Overnight nga eh.
Yun lang?
One little bowl.
Okay.
Honestly.
Okay.
So talagang,
Okay.
that's why I can't think of anything else. But ever since nga, I've been listening sa YouTube yung meron mga ganun yung parang near-death experience tapos biglang gumagaling.
Okay.
Maraming mga ganyan. So I've been actually listening to things like that in YouTube. And you're absolutely right. This is what so many people pray for. Diba? Yung years of pain, years of suffering, and then bigla na lang, okay. And to think, and then, another reason why hindi ako nagkikimo, kuripot ako kasi ayoko maubos lahat ng pera ko sa chemo, no? So, do you know now, I don't even take vitamins or what. I take Budwig protocol every day, and every meal I have vegetables. I live a very, very good life, meaning yung kung ano yung gusto kong buhay, that's what I'm living right now. Are you confused, Howie?
No, I'm not. No, I'm fascinated. Actually, not confused. I mean, I'm inspired, and I'm happy for you, of course. No, pero last August 18, no, you spoke to us through a camera again, and you shared the results of your blood work. You just had your, I guess that's blood chemistry, to see the status of your illness. And sabi mo, it was not good news, and yet you were smiling, and sabi mo, you felt great, and you looked strong and healthy, and that's what really matters. How could that be, no? I mean, you look good now. I said August 18 pa yon. So I was thinking, okay, this is almost 2 months from August 18, no? So I wonder how different he'll be. And you look the same. Your skin looks good. You're glowing. You look happy, etc. No, I mean, I'm being honest. It's inspiring. But at the same time, yung flip side, no, Robert, no? I mean, it's not like you're getting cured, no? You didn't actually explain the, kung ano yung result, no? But you just said it was not good. It was not. But what does that mean? You're not in remission. You still have cancer.
Yes.
Okay.
Sa totoo lang, yes, I look good and I feel absolutely fantastic. Pero honestly, not 100%. It's not completely normal. I have to go to the toilet very often. May dugo na lumalabas. But other than that, there's no pain. I look good. Malaking bagay yun, di ba? Tapos,
yeah, of course.
I'm working, I can draw.
Yeah, you're productive. Oh, I've seen your work online. No, everyone's sharing.
That's so important to me. So honestly, nung nag-blood work ako, and then I'll be frank, I don't even want to do blood work. Yung parang I don't care. I don't know, I have this I don't know why I'm like this. Yung parang I feel good. I'm sorry, I'm too busy for blood work. I'm too busy to visit a doctor. I'm busy drawing. I'm busy enjoying my life. But then my partner says, sige na, tingnan natin. And we had very high hopes na the numbers would get better because I feel so good. I mean,
Mhm.
to die is the one of the last things that I feel that's gonna happen. But when the numbers came out, it was very bad. Uh, of course, I was disappointed. My partner's disappointed. But then, honestly, in my head, and I don't know why I'm like this. Parang yung the word nga kebs, kebs sa blood work, kebs sa numbers. I'm too busy doing all of these things. I'm too busy enjoying my life. I'm really, Howie, nung nangyari to, nagbago talaga yung buhay ko. Ang sabi ko, first of all, I think you saw that in Local Legends, and people didn't know how much I hated myself before. But then yun nga, nung nagka-cancer ako, sabi ko, okay, enough of this self-hatred thing. I'm going to love every bit of myself, all the bad and the good stuff. And then, nangyari pa yung December, sabi ko, okay, hindi ko na alam kung gaano katagal na ako dito, talagang mag-enjoy na ako. I list what I want to do in this life. It's not like buying stuff. Well, I shop. Like even before I didn't, I was so kuripot, I wouldn't even buy clothes for myself. Now, if I want something, I shop. Now, yung parang yung librong gusto kong gawin, yung librong gusto ko i-publish, I'm doing it now. I want to have an exhibition because I've never had an exhibition. I'm doing it now. Talagang yung parang kapag mamamatay ako bukas or mamaya, okay na ako. I'm living the best years of my life.
But I want to go back to
Okay.
your diet, no? Because I think people are becoming much more health conscious, diet conscious these days, and I'm sure there's a lot of interest in what you've done with yourself, despite the bad numbers. Yun nga, we can see, we can hear you. You look good, and you sound good. So you've been doing this Budwig diet consistently since you got out of the hospital last December, which is basically flaxseed oil, cottage cheese, and whatever vegetables and fruits you want to put into it. It seems so simple. Ganun lang ba yun? I mean, I
You
mean,
know what? I'm a very, very simple person. I don't like complications. I went to a doctor, ano yun? Homeopathic doctor. To get another, angle, kasi nga, Western doctor yung una, so homeopathic. Naku, nung nakita niya ako, sabi rin niya, wala ka ng pag-asa. Kailangan mo talaga mag-chemo. Tapos, you have to drink all these vitamins which cost, honestly, parang in one visit, it cost like a car. So sabi ko, okay, kapag ganyan, ayoko na, mamamatay na lang ako. I felt it was unnatural. Yung parang, I'm supposed to die na if I'm supposed to spend that much money or what. So hindi pa rin ako nag-chemo, hindi ko sila sinusunod. Yung parang just to take vitamins every day is complicated for me. So as you said, so I take Broodwig protocol. It's actually something like a dessert. I put mangoes and sometimes grapes and whatever fruits.
but you eat other things aside from that, no? I mean,
Oh yeah.
kumakain ka ng isda. Hindi ka kumakain ng red meat.
Hindi
You
ako
eat
kumakain ng
steak?
red meat.
Do you eat
Hindi
steaks?
na.
Do you eat
Hindi na.
pork, beef,
No
chicken?
pork, no chicken sometimes pero organic,
Okay.
ganyan. Na
Rice.
dapat hindi. Maraming hindi dapat pero ginagawa ko honestly. Kasi nga part of my living life is eating good food.
Well,
I
yeah.
eat black rice,
Okay. No,
and
no more white
then
rice. So what's wrong with
yeah,
white rice? Baka may
hardly.
ibang nakikinig or
Uh,
parang gustong tanungin na, okay,
yung parang
bakit
it becomes sugar
only white?
also, like black rice, parang it's that means walang
Yes.
pesticides also. You know what, honestly, my partner is the one who researched all of this and tells me what to eat and what not to eat, and
Yeah.
doon kami nag-aaway kasi gusto ko kumain ng kung ano-ano.
But
Mm.
I'm so glad that sometimes he lets me eat pizza. So I'm grateful for that.
Well, I just want to mention. Can I mention that who your partner is? Because people might be wondering who's this genius behind Robert's
He
diet.
is a
No?
genius.
His name is Jetro Rafael. Siya
Okay.
yung may-ari at gumawa ng Van Gogh is Bipolar. Yung
Yes.
restaurant na yon para sa mga
Well, it
siraulo
was a hit,
na may
no?
bipolar, na
Oh, sa
bipolar
maginhawa
siya.
yan.
Oo.
It was well known to a certain demographic.
Yeah,
Oo.
tapos
Yung
nag-research kasi siya pagkain para nga sa mga taong may bipolar. Tapos nung nagkaroon ako nag-cancer, nag-research siya tungkol sa cancer. So ito naman ang nangyari sa akin. Genius nga totoo. And I really have to say I owe my life. I'm alive because of him. Because December I was going.
Yeah. And in fact, you've encouraged him to offer to others. Kasi what works for you,
Yes.
what works for you
Oo.
might work for others. And
Yes.
everyone now is more conscious of what they're eating. People want to build up their immune systems. Many people are also
Yes.
have gotten sick and are trying to recover. So
Yes.
may ano, di ba? There's a whole philosophy behind food as medicine. Food as
Yes.
healing, di ba? And I think
Big
you're a
yes.
living testimony of that, no?
Big
Kasi
yes.
umiwas ka sa medical intervention and almost pure food ang, and of course the attitude has a lot to do with that, but food can also affect attitude.
Totoo yan, Howie. Ang kwento din namin nga, hindi lang pagkain. Malaking bagay ang pagkain. Yun nga, yung malinis na pagkain, walang GMO. Pero yun, mahal din yung organic na vegetables. So, ordinary vegetables, kinakain ko rin. Linilinis lang namin. Pero hindi lang pagkain yung parang araw. May schedule ako na sa umaga, nagpapaaraw ako, nag-workout ako ng konti, hindi ako nagpapastress. Tapos yung malaking bagay yung mindset nga na gusto mong mabuhay, meron kang purpose in life. Hindi yung parang, kasi dati gusto kong mamatay. Honestly, yun yung rason kung bakit ako nagka-cancer. That's how I feel.
Okay, I'm going to ask you about that. Pero bago tayo umalis dito sa diet, which is also very important to many, is so umiiwas ka sa sugar, nabanggit mo na yon, and white rice. How about coffee?
Hindi ako nagkakape. Well, dati pa naman ako hindi ako nagkakape.
Hindi ka talaga coffee drinker?
Oo eh. Pero minsan sabi ko parang nami-miss ko. Tapos tinatanong ko kay Jay, parati ako nagtatanong, kapag magkakape, paano yun? Sabi niya, siguro Muscovado sugar or what. Pero I don't really drink coffee, really. And then another thing, nagjo-juicing ako. Araw-araw.
Juicing.
Okay. 2 or 3 times a day. So, I bought a juicer. Lahat ng gulay, ng sustansya talagang pumupunta sa juicer. Gusto ko rin sabihin sa mga nakikinig, ang ganda ng bansa natin kasi andito lahat yung gulay, yung
prutas.
Umiinom ako ng buko juice, it's there. Tapos yung yung magaling daw sa akin yung coconut milk. Alam nyo, I'm very, very spoiled. Gusto ko rin ng masarap. Hindi lang masustansya, gusto ko masarap. So gumagawa siya ng coconut milk with seafood, with tomatoes. Oo, masarap. So syempre, ang sarap. So, kaya, ayun, tumataba rin ako. So, yeah, I'm so spoiled.
Well, sabi mo nga, no, you decided to mamahalin mo yung sarili mo, no? And I think that's a lesson for everyone. We have to, because you've been very honest about your struggles with depression. Yun nga, magit mo kanina, gusto mong mamatay, no? You've talked about that also in the past, no? But then when you found out that you had cancer, parang it also helped in a turnaround of your outlook, no? Kasi sabi mo nga in a previous conversation, no, na if you're going to die anyway, why rush it? No? So might as well try to enjoy life and get the most out of it, and just be happy to be alive.
Absolutely, a complete turnaround. For most of my life, gusto kong mamatay. I even have suicidal thoughts. And of course, nobody knew about it. Depression.
I'm a host on TV. I'm a children's book illustrator. I'm very good. When I'm in front of the camera, I'm working. All of that is left behind. But yeah, that I was very dark. Pero all of that nag-change nung nagka-cancer ako. Parang, okay, I don't have time anymore for all of that. Pero I'll be frank, no? I noticed meron talaga akong, like even now, kapag gumagabi, nagiging malungkot talaga ako. So at least alam ko na. So in terms of mental health, it's very good to know yourself and accept na parang, okay, parang meron akong cycle. Or sometimes, di ba, yung mga halaman kapag gabi, parang nagiging malungkot sila. So parang akong halaman. Or yung mga ibon, di ba, pagdating ng gabi, nagtatago na sila. So it's nice to know yourself and accept yourself na meron kang mga ganito. And you're just, you're like nature. You're like, you have a cycle and you accept that.
But you've said that you've hated yourself. You told Pam Pastor of the Inquirer last August, and if I may quote, and tell me if you're being quoted inaccurately, my being gay was always a big problem for me. I wanted to die because of it. My family is very born again Christian. I felt that I wasn't loved because of my sexuality, but it was only in my head that I wasn't loved. So there are probably many in that situation. It shouldn't take cancer to get out of that situation. But so what advice can you share with others who are in a similar situation?
Well, like you said, huwag mo nang hintayin na magka-cancer ka. Whoever you are, whatever you are, gender, belief, race, profession, anything, you are enough. You don't have to be anything. You don't have to accomplish anything. You have every right to be here in this world. I get choked up because people really need to hear this. Sometimes we think we need to, be to accomplish something. You know what my belief now? If you stay in bed the whole day, you are enough. You don't have to be anything more. You are of value, and you are of value to the world, whatever you are. That's what I want to tell people.
Oh, that's precious. That's precious, especially coming from you, because you're so accomplished. In our world now, there's so much pressure to achieve. At younger and younger ages, parents are putting their kids in school at younger ages. It's so competitive. We're alive, and that's enough, diba? And I guess you learned that the hard way, no? But that's your gift also given to you, that you're able to share, that very few people can share, no? But what would you tell your teenage self, Robert? So sabi mo nga, you had these issues, you didn't like yourself for so long. You've said, for 50 years I didn't like myself. You said that previously, What would you tell your teenage self now? Would it be the same thing you just told our listeners now?
Yes, and I would say be gentle with yourself and love yourself unconditionally. Everything about you. Kasi all of us, di ba, we make terrible choices. We have so many quote unquote sins that we feel that makes us so inadequate, and parang sometimes we see ourselves as monsters. I saw myself as garbage actually, and which is so unnecessary. But yeah, being gentle with yourself is very, very important, and be gentle to others as well. That's what I would tell. But Howie, I'll tell you, it's not that simple, because my partner saw me in that state, and whatever he said, I couldn't believe. I would always believe that I was garbage. So it's not simple. It's not easy. At least in my case, it really took the cancer. And yun nga, I want to tell other young people, no, it's too much time wasted, hating yourself or not loving yourself. But it's not easy. I've made that choice. Well, nung namatay yung parents ko, sabi ko, okay, I'll answer everything na I don't care what my sisters think. But I really felt that my story, I'm sure, well, actually, I know it helps others because like that local legends, whenever they air it, I get so many messages from Facebook, everywhere, all the portals, and they say that, yeah, it helps them. And that's exactly why I would answer all these uncomfortable questions.
We want to thank you so much for the inspiration and keep inspiring all of us. And we'll keep following your journey. Mabuhay ka, Robert Alejandro. Thank you so much for your time and for sharing your experiences, your feelings, and your lessons about life. Salamat.
Thank you, Howie. So nice to see you.
If you feel you need to talk to someone, call the National Center for Mental Health hotline 1553. Repeat, 1553. That's a toll-free landline for Luzon. Or you can call or text the following mobile numbers: 0917-899-8727, 0966-351-4518, and 0908-639-2672. This episode was produced by the team of Eva Marie Ercilia and Pau Requesto and edited by J.R. Magtoto with the wonderful people of GMA News and Public Affairs Digital. If you're hearing this, you impress us with your attention span. You're one of our many listeners who stay until the end of the podcast. Nakakatalino yan, promise. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Till the next pod, mabuhay kayo at ingat lagi.